Hey loves, welcome to a new video here on the LNM channel. Today we're going to be doing our currently inked. And it's going to be an interesting one. I think it's going to be, for the most part, the actual inking process is going to be the same. I am already thinking of different ways that I can modify the inking system in 2026, but of course that's going to be a 2026 thing. So we're not going to delve too much into that. If you are interested in seeing how it went in my inks last month, I have the currently inked and I also have the progress update, which is a new video that I made. It is pretty chaotic this first time around, but I promise I will get better at it. But I go through in the progress update what I thought of each of these ink and pen combinations. So do check that out if you're interested. I will leave that linked up above. But today we're inking, or not inking, we're going through my ink selection for my pen and ink selection for October, and quite frankly, probably till the end of November. I am thinking of potentially doing something a little bit different in December. I haven't 100% decided yet, but that is in the works. And so I don't think I'm going to ink up pens in the same way or do a currently inked in December. Um, but to be determined, I haven't 100% decided. One of the reasons why I said that this one is going to be a little bit different is because usually I do go ahead and just ink every single pen. But this time around, I am choosing not to kind of like swatch certain colors. And where's my ink blotter so that I don't get anything weird on here? Those colors are the following. So I am just gonna like actually write with them and showcase that they are here, but I'm not gonna do the whole swatching situation. So the first one is the Sailor Pro Gear. And the reason why I am not going through and doing the swatches on these is because either they are I keep forgetting this word. Carryovers from the previous month, or I've just swatched them before and, extensively. The other one, at the end of this video, I'm going to include the video that I have. I recorded a little session of how it is that I choose these colors so you guys can have a peek into the process, the very chaotic process. And originally, I had decided to ink these two pens in different colors, but I was kind of mourning the fact that I wasn't going to be able to use this pen and ink combination. If you watch that progress update, you'll know that these are probably my favorite pen and ink combinations from last month. And so I actually pivoted and re-inked them. So they are in fact going to be carryovers. And so this one is Kakuno. Oh, I guess Pilot Kakuno. In an M. And then this is, it's a little more chaotic than I anticipated it would be, but that's fine. Cool. And then we have the Pilot Kakuno in extra, not extra fine, in fine. So this one is the Pilot. Oh, nope. Oh no. Oh well. Oh gosh, I did it again. No! Pilot. Oh goodness. Pilot Kakuno. Gosh. Fine. Once I get into like the lettering headspace, I want to make everything lettering, and that's a problem. Obviously, as you can see, I just had this like really wonky situation here. Oh goodness. Okay, and then this is in Diamine. You know what? I'm just gonna counteract it by not doing Diamine forever, which is what I should have done right from the get go, but I got carried away. And this is Passion Flower. And so yes, it does not elude me that um three of the carryovers are in fact part of the Diamine Forever um line, which I find pretty cool. It's been honestly, it's been a pleasure writing with those pen and ink combos. And then the last carryover from the month is this pen and ink combination, the Kaveco Perkio with Jane Eyre from Wearing Wool. So let's see here. So let's do Coleco, Perkio. Okay, and so those are the carryovers from last month. Is it the prettiest thing ever? No, it's off center, but it's fine. No big E, no biggie. But those are the carryovers. Or rather, well, technically this is not a carryover. I just realized this is not a carryover. This was in Smoky Mauve, but it is a color that I've used before many times in this pen, and so I don't feel the need to kind of like swatch it again. So those are the basic ones. Now let's get into the actual swatching situation. And of the actual swatching, we have these pens. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 pens that we're going to swatch. Okay, so which one should we start with? Let us start in order of what I have in my little cheat sheet to make my life easier. So first off, we're going to do the Lamy Safari, and that one is inked in one of the newest acquisitions that I have a video for. I swatched this. This was gifted to me. There's actually 3 colors that were gifted to me from that swatching video, or from that haul from that Susan sent me. So this is one of them, Troublemaker, Tableau. I don't know, how would you pronounce that? I don't know, because Tableau has a U at the end, so I don't know if you would pronounce it that way as well. But anyways, I am absolutely in love with this ink. Like I mentioned, this is in the Lamy Safari, so this is the Lamy Safari in a fine, this is the charcoal in a fine nib. And originally I had inked this, I believe, in the medium Kakuno, and I didn't like it as much. I will say I've been having the past couple of currently inks issues with the Kakuno, the medium, and I just went in and opened up the tines a little bit with a brass shim, and it looks like that fixed the situation. But then this is Troublemakers. So that is Lamy Safari with Troublemakers Tableau. Next up, we are gonna do do I want to do this one? I feel like I don't even want to do this one either, because this is the Sailor Fude, but I have inked this in a combination of Smoky Mauve and do I want to ink this? I'm gonna just do this. A combination of Smoky Mauve and Raven, so you can kind of see how it's a little bit lighter. It's not an exact science. There was some of it left and I put them together. So this is the Sailor Pro Gear. No, not Pro Gear. Oh goodness. Sailor Fude pen. And then this is in a combination of Diamine Forever. I forgot that that was the case. I would have added it into this section here. Diamine Forever's Raven and Smoky Mauve. So you can see it kind of creates like this charcoal kind of color, which I really like. Don't get me wrong. Okay, next up is going to be yes, okay. So next up is going to be another one from the most recent haul. It is the Platinum Forest Black. I am so excited about this color. I will say the the pen that I put it in, it looks different than what I anticipated it was gonna be. So I put it in the um TWSBI Eco in medium, the matcha colorway. And funnily enough, I've just realized right now that I put a green. I promise you, I didn't do this because of the green. I just realized it right now. I put it in here because I wanted to see what it looked like in a medium nib. Oh Lord, that's funny. Okay, maybe it's not as funny to you, but it's hilarious to me. Okay, so this is another really beautiful color that I fell in love with as soon as I swatched it. Um, Honestly, Susan just did so well with the inks that she sent me. They are so beautiful, and I love every single one of them. And I'm really excited to be able to put 3 of the colors in pens this month. Okay. And I know technically I didn't do this in the last one, but I kind of miss my little doodles with the glass tip pen, so I'm gonna do that really quickly. Just a little, just a little bit. Who am I if not someone who does these little doodles, you know? Who am I otherwise? And let's do our little star over here while we're at it. Okay. And now we can go to the pen. So like I mentioned, this is in the matcha, the TWSBI Eco in matcha. And yeah, I think that in the swatch that I originally did in the Hobonichi Weeks, if you can see here, it looks more black than it does green. However, it definitely looks more green in this pen than it does black, which is interesting. And I'm not complaining. It's a very interesting thing. I love duochrome um, colors anyways. It's one of my favorite things ever. TWSBI Eco. And then this is in matcha. And this is the do I have enough space? I feel like I don't have enough space there. Medium. And then this is in platinum. I cannot wait to get my hands on all the other platinum colors that are like the black. Like the citrus black is one of the colors that I have been wanting for such a long time. I think I might have said that in one of the videos recently, either in one of the swatching videos or in the clip that you're going to see later. Okay, so platinum, forest, black. One of my issues with last month's color that I put in here is that it felt very flat. Um, there is shading in that color. It was Chocolate Cosmos. There is shading in that color, but in the medium, you lost it. It was just a really flat color. But I feel like you definitely don't get that this time around, which I'm loving. You do definitely see some of the shading, which I am a fan of. I love me some shading, as you know. Hello. Eternal sunshine of a spotless mind. I have a Kelly Clarkson song stuck in my head. Okay, so there that. That is the TWSBI Eco Matcha in inked with Platinum Forest Black. I'm so excited for this color combination. I think it might be the one I'm most excited about. Okay, next up we have another TWSBI. We're gonna do the next TWSBI, and this one was one that I was struggling with. It was the last color that I needed to ink, and I was just not quite sure which way to go. But I did ultimately decide for the there's hair on that. For a Sailor Manyo color. Can you guess which one it is? Just from seeing the little sample. I went with Sailor Manyo Sakura. And the reason I went for this color is going to be discussed in that other clip that I will add later. So have a little bit of a curiosity there, building some suspense. But there definitely is a reason. Everything has a reason. Everything has a reason. Let's do our little star. And some doodles. And I decided to ink that in my TWSBI, my extra fine TWSBI, the rose gold. So this one is also TWSBI Eco. This is rose gold, and this is an extra fine nib. Say there. It's so pretty. And I love the duo shading nature of it. Ooh, sorry, I just hit a pen. It goes a little bit pink. I thought it was gonna be too light in the TWSBI Eco, the extra fine nib, but it doesn't seem to be too bright. It seems to write just well. I do think it's a little bit flat in the writing, which is a bummer, but I'm not too mad about it. I was also kind of scared because it does feel like it's a very liquidy ink. You can kind of even see it with like the ink itself. It feels very liquidy. Um not very viscous, and this is a very wet writer for me, but so far I haven't had any major issues with it, so that's a good thing. Okay, next up, let us do we have two pens left. Which one should we do? Let's do the Lamy. Okay. So next color is the last one from that new haul that I've discussed a million and one times so far. So hopefully you're not tired of me just yet, but it is Birmingham Pen Company's Butcher's Broom. I don't know why. There we go. Butcher's Broom. This is a nice deep red, kind of like bloody red. Thought it was perfect for October. And even if you don't really vibe with the spooky season, if you're in an autumn kind of like setting, this color works really well. Yeah, I've just been really into reds lately. I don't know. I don't know what about it, but I've been very into them. Do you think it is probably the deepest color in the collection, at least from what you can see up here in the stars? Certainly feels that way. And last time I said that this was a Lamy Safari, and it's definitely not. I have it inked up in a Lamy XL in rose gold. Someone mentioned that, and I should have known that, but I completely forgot and blanked. Okay, this is a Lamy XL in rose gold, and this is in an extra fine nib, which honestly, I've been really enjoying the extra fine. I'm not normally an extra fine person just because I prefer a little bit thicker of a um did I do something here? Oh no, that's just the okay. Do you see here? Crazy. Do you see here this line? I thought it's because I messed something up, but it's just that this color matches the color of the note thing that's here. This here, this note, almost the same color, and it looks like it scratched it up. Well, that was a little scary. What was I saying? I completely lost my train of thought, but I've been really liking the EF to my surprise. And so this is in Birmingham. Penco's Butchers. Even the name, so spoopy. So pretty. It's such a rich red while not being, I don't know, I feel like it works for what I like. I don't think it look a lot of people when I hear them talk about reds, they're always talking about how they shy away from a red that makes them think about like like school corrections, like being corrected on school papers. I don't think that this leans that way, at least in my opinion. So I quite like that. But yeah, that is Butcher's Broom from Birmingham Company, inked up in the Lamy XL in rose gold. And I feel like my camera is not focusing too well, so I apologize for that. I have one color left, and that is another Diamine Forever color. This one made an appearance in my attempt at inking up pens last time, and I decided to move it for October, and I'm glad I did. So this is Butterscotch. I really want to get all of the. I have decided that I'm going to get all the Diamine Forever colors in bottles. because honestly, even the ones that I thought I wasn't gonna like, I ended up liking, so might as well. And honestly, what's really cool about the Diamond Forever colors, since they are permanent inks, you can mix and match. So you can end up making up your own colors too. I think that that's definitely the strong suit of these colors, just how dynamic you can get with just a couple of bottles. And of course, I technically don't need all the bottles because if I'm gonna mix colors, then I can just use the ones that I have right now, but and every artist knows that they have their um not comfort. What's the word I'm looking for? You know, to make it easier. There's a word for it, but I can't. I'm blanking right now as to what it is. And then our star. Convenience. That's the word. They're convenience colors. Okay, and this one is inked up in the parallel pen. So this one is in, let's see, Pilot. Diamine Forever in Butterscotch. And so that is that color and pen combination. And so those are the inks and the pens. So it's a much smaller currently inked because I haven't swatched these, but what do you guys think? Do you think the colors work together? I definitely think that um, they don't necessarily look that great here, but let me show you what they look like in the sample image. So this is what they look like on the Tomoe River paper as I was swatching them out. I think they look beautiful. I love them. And then I did end up adding these two at the end, which maybe don't necessarily work, but I just loved them so much last month that I am going to keep using them this month. What do you guys think? I'm going to do some ink play here on the bottom and hopefully we don't get a huge mess. I will record that and then we'll be back for final looks. yeah, let me just go ahead and do a little swatch. I am using the same daily page as today. So as I am recording this, it is the 11th. Um, so just, yeah, there's that. I decided that instead of using a different paper, I would just use today's and make it kind of interesting. I have been trying to sort of like I've been having a weird week in terms of my journals, and so I'm trying to figure out um what it is that I want to do for next year and a little bit more clarity now that we are closer and closer to 2026. And part of that is just seeing the different ways that I could potentially use the cousin, because that is the one. Where's my little rag? That is the one that I'm thinking will be kind of like the main driver. But like for example, specifically when it comes to like ink journal, I have not historically. Of course, this is the first year where I really like delved deep into inks, especially like not just using inks, but also creating content for said inks. So it's been interesting. I love those two colors together. And I am trying to figure out, what that looks like moving forward and if I need to kind of diversify. I don't even know what it is that I'm trying to say, but basically diversify into having a actual ink journal instead of just using, a supplemental thing. Have a section for it in my main drivers. Like for example, this year I'm doing my currently inked inside of the um, Joy Journal, and I have all these little extra spots that I then add these sort of things into, and so trying to figure out if I would like a place to just have all of the inks instead of it being together, if that makes sense. So those are those three. This one is, what color is this? I can't remember what color this is. Oh, I think, yeah, this is whatchamacallit, this is butter something. Hold on. Mm-mm-mm. You're a little off there, so let's zoom you back out. I need to get myself one of those sample holders. Pretty. I'm even considering like reducing. Oh, and then I have Jane Eyre. I have to get Jane Eyre. Hold on. I did set up a new system for myself now that I have these little sample bottles where I take a bit of my bottles and just dump a sample. Also, this color is very similar to the one of the month. Interesting. Um, into one of these. That way I can still do what I normally do with my ink play, without fearing contaminating the full bottle. I don't really care about contaminating or like changing the color or adding water to these because I just use them for painting and stuff like that. So I'm okay with it. Okay. Okay, I really like those. They look top notch. What I was considering, I don't have a blue. I don't have a blue, and I was also considering another red, but I have this red. So I think adding another red might be overkill. I did, I am going to be posting, or did I already post it? No, I did already post this swatching video, so I'll leave it linked up above for you guys to check it out. What blue should I use? I don't want to use Kobe, even though I love this color, because I'm probably going to use that further out in the year, and I already used that, I think, 2 times this year so far. So let's give a chance to another blue. I used Snow Globe at the beginning of the year. I think I also wait on that one. I think Robert Oster's Sydney Lavender would work really nice, but since I have Jane Eyre, I would rather add a more truer blue than I already used Tamon Kitsukagi Tsubata, so I don't want to use that. I did consider Kakimori's SB157, which I think would work really well. However, that's more of like a, what is it, turquoise? And then Soda Glass is more of a teal. I don't want to really add that. And then I also considered maybe indigo. Could we do indigo maybe? The problem is that I only have these 3 pens, right? And I really want to ink up the TWSBI, but the issue with the TWSBI is that they don't do well. My TWSBIs don't do really well with the permanent inks. They are way too wet. So I'm kind of struggling there. Like if I have to pick between inking one of these 3, I would pick the TWSBI. But I'm kind of stuck on what color to use because I want to use a blue. But I don't really have, I thought I had more blues. I'm pretty sure I have a lot of blues, and yet I I can't see one that I want to use. Maybe Suncatcher, but I feel like I don't want to use that one, honestly. For this combination, I could also use Aqueduct, but I feel like that might be too close to the green. And I also want to like do different colors, not just from this set, since that's like the most recent currently inked, not currently inked, the most recent swatching session. Dang, I need a blue. I didn't think I needed a blue. That's interesting. The more you know. I mean, I guess I could do Baltic Breeze, but I don't. Again, that one's not calling me either. So this is basically my process for picking colors, guys. I'm letting you in on the secret. It's just a lot of back and forth and trying to figure out what would work. I do think because all of these feel pretty autumnal, that I would like a brighter sort of contrast color. I mean, I could even this Sailor Manyo. You know what? I think I'm gonna do the Sailor Manyo because hear me out. This is an autumnal kind of like thing, and the sunsets in autumn are crazy. Like, yes, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna put it in the TWSBI, and that'll be interesting because the writing on, if you look here, the writing on the Sailor Manyo can be pretty light. So I'm curious, should I put it in the TWSBI or should I put it in the Lamy? The Lamy they're both extra fine, right? They're both extra fine. No, this Lamy's a fine. This one's the extra fine. Lamy TWSBI, Lamy TWSBI. Which one should I go? Which one? I mean, I don't know. And both of these were gifted to me by Maddie. Maddie, shout out. Which one? Which one? Which one? I think I'm gonna put it in. Oh no, I'm scared. What if I choose wrong? So because I'm gonna stick my pen, not my pen, my watercolor brush, I'm going to just show you how I go about this. So I just fill up a little jar with a good little amount of sample ink. Mm, there we go. I have to label it in a second, but I'll do that momentarily. I just kind of want to see what this looks like together and see if it works the way my brain is thinking it will. What do we think? I feel like it is a translucent enough color where it doesn't necessarily work for like the contrast color that I'm looking for. I still think that a really good contrast color to this would be like a blue. However, I mean, I guess I had one more pen I could ink if I really wanted a blue, but I feel like none of these blues are calling to me. The only blue I would really perhaps kind of go for is the indigo, but I love that color. Maybe which one would you guys go for if you had my if you were in my shoes? I can't stop thinking about passion flower, by the way. But I'll talk about that in the video, or I did talk about that in the video with the previously inked. Maybe the aqua short. Mind you, I do have a black. Like that's by the way. I have I have black in the rotation, but I'm not gonna ink that. You know what? I think that's fine. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. With those colors and see how they work. I don't wanna over I've been trying to ink things a little less, like not have as many colors. So now the question is, should I ink it in the Lamy or TWSBI? I'm gonna ink it in the TWSBI just because if I end up not liking it in the TWSBI, it's easier for me to clean the TWSBI than it is the Lamy just because this one has the twist and this one doesn't have a converter. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go that route. So I'm gonna do the currently ink now, which for you, you would have already seen. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you like this little added portion that I put here. What do you guys think? Hey love, so it's the next day that I did the currently inked, and I wanted to show you what the spread ended up looking like so that you get a good look at the colors and all that jazz. I hope that you enjoyed the little kind of like look into how it is that I pick the colors, even if it was a bit chaotic. Let me know if you want me to include that later on in future videos. But this is what the spread ended up looking like, the little ink play. I did keep it pretty simple this time around, more similar to how I had done kind of like my first set of ink plays where it was just the color and then they intertwined just a tad. This one had a lot of water, which I really, really like. It's still one of my favorites. As the time progressed, I started doing a little bit more intense color mixture, and this one was very successful. But if you remember anything about the last currently inked, this is the mess that happened. So I try to pull it back a little bit this time around and just keep it to the colors. And as you can see, there are some mixing of the colors and some really cool things happening. I felt like I really did want to add Jane Eyre. I didn't really feel necessarily that I wanted to add these three that are the forever colors, but I did want to add Jane Eyre. I felt like just without Jane Eyre, it felt a little bit too warm, and I did want to bring in some coolness to it. And so I just went ahead and added that to here and added a little bit of these two colors into each other so that there would be some mixture there. This is, so just to make sure that we are all on the same page on what these colors are, this is Jane Eyre Wearing Goal. This is Platinum's Forest Black. This one, oh, I got water on here. How funny. This one is Butterscotch. This is Tablea, or however you pronounce that one. This is Sailor Manyo. As you can see, it did leak into here, but you can kind of see a more purer color here. And then this one is Birmingham Pen Company's Butcher's Broom. And then again, there's like some mixture here between the Sailor Manyo and that. And then, I don't know, I really love these bottom portions. So that is what the colors look like. Something that I did want to mention this time around, I'm gonna try doing it this time and let me know if you guys enjoy it. But I have created printables based off of these swatches and the swatches you would have seen yesterday. Let me look for them just to show you. These swatches. So these swatches, and these are a printable that I have created. I will leave it linked down below. It is available to download via Patreon, whether you want to join the Sweet Treats tier just to get access to this month's printables, or if you want to join Secret Handshake Club, and that gets you access to all the printables from them for the year. That is available there. If you do not want to join any of the tiers though, I do have this one set up for you to purchase it by itself. So if that's something that you're interested in and have them for like stickers or printables, then I will leave that linked down below. Otherwise, I hope that you enjoyed the video and let me know what you end up thinking about these colors. Do you think they were good, kind of like autumn combination? I'm really excited to see how I end up using this month, but I will get back to you on these in the progress update for this one. And otherwise, I will catch you in the next video on the lineup. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!